Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my little video that I promised I'd do to show you how I make my snow globes. This one, I'll show you, like this one that I've done there. Can you see? I've had a couple of people request how to see how I've done it, so this is my little show you how I do it. It's not, I've tried to get everything ready so I don't have it all to do, not to do, but ready, so it's here. So I'm not, because normally I'm a messy crafter. I go with the flow and see how I go as I go along. Right, for this one I've just cut out some thick card. I'm hoping you can see this all right. Thick card circles. Let me just see if that light can be changed a little bit, see if that's helped. I'm hoping you're okay. And I've just cut out a couple of them, and all I'm going to do is just stick them together. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's lighter, but it's quite a thick, sturdy card, so it's going to hold together. And I'm doing 2 layers just to give it that little bit more support there, and that's all I'm doing on that. But like I say, I don't plan things. I've got in my head where I'm going, but it doesn't mean that's where it'll end up, because my head often goes off on other little tangents, and I'll end up doing other things, which is quite normal for me. So then you've just got the 2, so that's quite thick, quite hard, so you don't need to worry about it. And the next thing I do is, all I'm going to do is put on this one, I'm just going to paint it up with some white gesso. That is it. I probably need a couple of coats on it, but that's fine. I've got my heat gun, I can do that, but I'm just going to literally paint it up with a couple of coats of gesso just to give it that snowy. And I do apologise if I make a lot of noise with my heat gun, but I try not to, so try and get that dry as quick as I can. And I do hope I don't get any interruptions in this with somebody knocking on my door. So I was about to start filming just now. My landlord called me and said, can we come round with the workmen again? They need to do a lot of measuring up. So basically they've signed off on everything, and I'm having a whole new remodel of my bathroom. So I'm really pleased. And they're not going to do it next week, it'll be the week after. And the guy just told me it's probably only going to take about 3 days from start to finish, so that's even better. So it'll be done before I go away. So they're taking my bath out. They are putting me a shower cubicle in, which is going to make life so much easier for me. And they're going to move my sink and put the cladding all on the walls all over. Basically, they're going to redecorate it, do it all. I'm even going to get new flooring put in there as well. So I'm really happy that it's being done, because it's a long time coming. So, okay, so that's that bit. And I literally just do another coat of this. I'm not worrying about this being streaked or anything, because to be honest, you're not going to see it, because it's going to be covered up. So you're really not going to see these streaks and that. So it's just that I don't really want to show. If it's white, if any bits do show, that's all you're going to see is the white. So it's like snow. So bear with me again. And then I have the other side to do as well. Yeah, so I'm quite happy, and I do hope you guys can hear me over this. But this is the quickest way of doing it. But yeah, so I'm really chuffed that the guys are going to start not next week, the week after. So that means I'll get it all done and sorted, and they're going to put heating into it and everything. So fingers crossed, I'm going to have a nice bathroom before Christmas. So all good. It's all good. I'm happy about it. So I know it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare, because the workmen are going to be in and out and the dogs are going to get upset, but one of those, just one of those things. It's got to be done. So, and the guy seems nice enough, the guy that's going to be doing it, and I'm hoping once I get rid of the landlord out the way and just it's just then the guy doing it, I can introduce him to the dogs, and then the dogs will be fine with him, you know. So, right, so that's that. And then all I'm going to do is another little bit just around the edges. Oh, that's warm. Just so it covers everything up. Again, I'm not going to worry too much. But that's just me being probably too picky, but that's just the way I am. So that goes there, that goes there. That's it. Sorry, was I? I'm sorry. I forget I'm filming, that's my problem, and I just get on with it. I don't think about the fact other people might want to see what I'm actually doing, but this is, I mean, it's like with most jobs, preparation takes time, doesn't it? You know. Here we go again, blast all the hot air on it again. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get a new printer. From what I've been researching and looking up, it sounds like my print head's gone. Because not only am I getting the neon colours, and I've looked at it, I've looked at the inks, and they're half full, both of them are. I'm getting like a line across the paper, and apparently that's a common thing when your print head goes. So I think that's what's happened. But I can't complain. I've had the printer for a long time now, so I'm not going to complain because it only cost me, I think it was 30-40 quid back then. It's done me well, so I can't complain really. Okay, so that's that done. So that's another little job there done. I'm going to put that to one side. So that is going to be the base. Let me move that paint out of the way so I don't knock it. So that is going to be your base for putting your bauble on. So I'm going to let that there. Right, okay. I'll just get a baby wipe and clean this off. Right, that's that done. Okay, right, okay. Get my hands clean as best I can as well while I'm at it, but anyhow, never mind. Okay, so, right. Now then, this is the size of the bauble that I'm going to use. And you can get these in the works, Hobbycraft, do them as well. Get them everywhere you can get them. I know Lynn Von's 2, Lynn from Linny Von's 2, I think it is, suggested about, because I was saying about the static you get. Just bear with me because that's just reminded me. My boy's looking at me like, what are you doing, Mum? I'm trying to get things sorted, sweetie. Yeah, I am. Mum needs to, here we are. And Lynn said to me, use one of your dryer sheets and wipe it round, and that will stop your static. So here we go. Here's my time ball dryer sheet. So I'm going to give it a go and see if it works. Which I hope it will, because that was really irritating me. So basically I'm just going to give it a good wipe out before I do anything else, and hopefully that will take off that static so that I don't have that annoying me like it was. So okay, right, Now the fun part is the decorating on the middle. Now I use what I tend to do on the backs of them, because obviously you don't want to see the back if you can help it. I use these little doilies, these little bits, because I think they're rather cute, and I can't quite decide whether to go white or cream, but I'm going to go the white one because I think the white is better. And all I do is put it into the back like that, so that's what you will see on the outside. And isn't that pretty, rather than just seeing the blank bit of what you've decided to do? So all I do, I use a 3-in-1 or the tacky glue or whatever it is you want to use. It doesn't matter because it all dries clear. And I literally just put a little bit of this on. I try not to use my hot glue too much, but obviously I do need to use it at points. You know, it is there. This bottle's nearly empty. Yeah, here it comes. That's it. I'm hoping you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I just literally put a bit in the centre, and that's all I use on there. I don't do any more, and then I just literally pop it straight in, push it to the back, push all that down, get it in there as neat as I can, and then it'll just dry clear, and that's all you'll see. So for me, that's, you know, if you want to move it manipulate it while it's still damp, that's great. And I also tend to put one on here as well, so you've got that across there, because I find that gives you something for your tree, whatever bits you're putting into it, like for me the building and things like that. And all I've done is put a bit of glue there, and I literally just push that into there. It doesn't matter that it's coming over, because that will go into the other half like that, you see. So, and it just gives you something to grab onto. It gives it a surface, is that the right way of putting it, so that it's just easier for everything to bond. Right, let me get the lid back on that. So that's kind of that bit there. And in this one, I was going to put a little church in. Okay. And that will just literally stand halfway. And obviously with this, I do it the hot glue. But I'm not going to do that first, because I tend to judge it. And then I will look and see. I've got some trees, little trees here that I've got and put together. And I'm kind of like, I don't know which colours I'm going to use. So I tend to try and do the trees at the back. And what I do with these, again, not everybody does it the same way. I actually cut off these little the little stand things, because I think they're a nuisance. Well, they're a nuisance to me, and I can just play with because if I put a bit of hot glue on that, I can actually push that right into the back there like that. And because I've got the doily there, it holds it in place, you see. So it's like that. And then I don't know if I'm going to put a green one in. That's a bit too big, so I think I'll just go for a white one. And we put that in there, and we put that, and I just try and judge it to see what I'm doing. So if I did that there, or do I just put two? See, I'll talk to myself. I'll play with it and I'll fiddle with it until I get it how I want it. I'm going to chop that end one off as well, because I don't like that. And what I might do actually is, I don't know. I might just cut the other gold one off as well. Okay. Let's have a look, see. So if I do, okay, that gold one up there, that one down there, if I put the church just there, and then a white one just on there, I think that's quite cute. See, so that's how I do my little scene. And then I'll put the the little snow bits in there afterwards. So that's literally all I would do in here. The fun part is now putting that together. But again, with the trees, all I will do is hot glue straight on the end. This has been on for ages and then now it's just decided not to work. Okay, let's try now. That's better. Okay, so I do put quite a bit of hot glue on there. Make sure you always try to keep your top, this bit here, the bit that you hang your dangle on, try and keep it right at the top all the time. I've done it wrong before, so don't worry if you do go wrong, because I've done it. You can always figure it out and work around it. It's not an issue. And then just glue up your second one. And that goes right next to that. Like that. Yeah. And then you get that into there. See how this is hanging over the edge? That's kind of how you want it. You don't, because you need to have it inside that bit as well. So what I tend to do now is on this back bit, I just put an awful lot of glue all across there, because I really need that to stick as hard as it will. And this is quite fiddly. It is quite a fiddly little job, but it will be worth it once you've done, honestly. Well, I think it is. And then I tend to just go in underneath with a glue gun and I'll literally just fill that whole bottom up with hot glue. So it gives it a good base there. Doesn't matter how much you use, because you're not going to see it because the snow will be into that anyway. And if you lift you see that'll just stick onto there like that. Okay, just for now, and just hold it there. And then I'll get my little white tree, hot glue on the bottom of that. I'm going to pop that down that side there. Okay, can you see that okay? Yeah. Again, if you want to put some more hot glue in there, it's fine. And I just fill that up with hot glue, and that just holds that in place. And then the next thing is literally put it together just to check and make sure it's okay and you're happy with that. Yep, that's great. So then I get my little bits of oops, wrong one. See, I wasn't that prepared, was I? What did I do with it? Up there. Here we go. Is this, and with this you really do not need a lot. So I'm going to pop that there just so you can see it as much as I can here. And then you literally put in a few. I always say, oh, it's lovely to see all the snow in it, but believe me, it'll cover up your church, your trees and everything. Because I've done it myself. I've done it when I've been playing before. I mean, you can buy like proper snowy stuff. But I think this, and then you literally just put your lid back on that before I send it flying, because that's my normal. Let me put that there for a minute. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And you literally just put that back together like that, and then do your little snow baubles. And the static seems to have disappeared. Yay, thank you. Oh, thank you, Lynn. That was brilliant. Cheers. And then you've got your little snowy scene in there. Yeah? So that's basically your bauble done. But then it's the outside I need to work on now, because it's never going to look anything like this bauble when I finish with it. But what I want to do now is to find some very thin trim that I know I've got, that I can put right the way around that and glue it into place. So let me just kind of, here we go. So what I would do is like that, all the way around that seal. Because if you put that on there and it gives it that bit of a glue there. So if you go along that seal there, you don't need a huge amount, just a little bit. Put it in there, just hold it down. And mind, because it's hot and it burns. And do that all the way around. Just a little bit, just to, it secures it closed then, you know, and it makes it pretty as well. So, but like I say, go careful because it's hot. You really don't want to burn your hands, do you? So, not like I do. And then I push that over the top there, you see, and that lace I chose there is very pretty, and it just holds it in place then, like that. Okay. So, just tuck that down. It's not going to show, believe me, you're not going to see any of this when you finish with it because it'll all come off. Oh, she says. Okay, so that's your little bauble. So you've got your church in there, you got your trees, you got your little snow in there as well. So that's your little winter scene inside the bauble. Okay, it's all right. I'm just getting a bit of the glue off that I done. So that all goes down there. So that's holding, that gives it another bit of support all the way around there like that. So then we bring back in our white piece of card that I done. I'm going to do it that way because I think that's quite nice. And then with this, what you need to do, I tend to tilt the bauble. I don't put it straight on there flat because you're not seeing it. So if you tilt it at an angle, I'm hoping you can see that. Just, you don't need to tilt it too much, but just a little bit. So it holds it. And then what I do is I go in with my hot glue and then I hold it down there into place and just tilt it there like that, and it will just stay. Just hold it there for a few minutes, let it stay, let it do what it's got to do, and it will stay there. You can even go around, which I do tend to do, go and put extra around the edges of it just to give it a bit more support that it needs. But I mean, once it's dry, it's not going nowhere, so I mean, you can use other glue if you want. You don't have to use hot glue. I'm just using hot glue because it's quicker to show you guys, because I tend to use the wet glue normally, and it has to be left. But I would just do this with hot glue, get it in there as much as you can, all the way around that to secure that there. And it ain't going anywhere then. It's in place. I mean, and it does its job. That's the whole point of it. It holds it in place. And yes, you use an awful lot of hot glue to hold it. I do just. I want to know it's in there and it's staying in there. So that's what I do. So that's that bit done. Okay, so it's now on the white disc. And now the fun starts to decorate it all. And don't worry about if your disc looks like it's going to topple. It's not, because by the time you've got all the other bits onto it, you'll be fine, honestly. Right, what I'm going to do is on the top here, this is another thing I tend to do. I take out that little circle bit in the middle of this doily. I just cut that little bit out there. And again, I try and do it so it's easier for things to glue to. They will hold in place a lot better. And just remove that there. And then all I do is I put that over the top there like that. And that kind of gives you a little lid glue it round. You don't need a huge amount, but just glue that round, and that will hold that into place. So again, you've got a base to work with to put our little birdie on. That's going to be fine in there. Stick him on there, you see, and he's not going anywhere, and then I just build around him. But I'm just kind of debating where to. Okay, I tend to, on these, I cut it into the middle. See, look, I'm doing it. I go underneath the body there, and I tend to make a hole there so that that will sit in there like that. It's not going anywhere, but I do glue it as well. So I just put a bit of hot glue in there, and then I literally just push it onto there, and it's not going anywhere. And he's sitting there quite nicely then. See? Okay, so that's that bit done. Again, I play. I have things in my head where I want to go, but it doesn't mean that's where I'm going to go. I do tend to let my mind go off on a little tangent. You see, I quite like that there, and that gives it a nice little bit of pattern there. So again, I'm literally going to hot glue round in the centre, hot glue round on that one, and tuck him up into there where he will sit just nicely. And that just changes the base, so you've got a bit of a doily there, so that's nice. Okay, right, next job is to yeah, I pulled this out and I wasn't quite sure. I'm still not quite sure whether to go there or not, because I do think that's a bit heavy. Or do I put it down there? No, not going there, not going there at all. Okay, right, let's just see what we can do up on this top bit here, because that's where I would like to do. And this is kind of just the decorating. So again, hot glue, you can decorate this with whatever you want. You don't have to follow what I'm doing if you are going to. You do whatever you want. I like, as most of you know, I like the nature type of things, so I will always tend to go for cones, leaves, all that sort of stuff. And I would literally just pop them in there, push them on just to make sure they're not going anywhere. See? And then we also have like a red poinsettia there, which is very pretty. So that one can go. I just trim them down so they're easy to do. And I will put that one just here. And you can decorate however you like. You don't have to do it my way. Let's just see. And I need to cut that down a wee bit more. Yep. Cut that down a wee bit more. Put that back on there like that. It's alright. I talk to myself all the time. When I'm creating, I talk to myself all the time. And all I'm doing is just putting a bit of glue on there, because that bit just doesn't want to sit flat. So, and I want him to sit flat. So I'm literally going to make him do as he's told. Whether he likes it or not, he is going to sit where I want him to sit. And then I'm going to put him just here, I think. Plenty of hot glue on the bottom again. And for this decorating, yes, I do tend to use the hot glue rather than the wet glue, because it's quick and they dry a lot quicker than the wet glue does. And you need an instant bond there. So that goes there. And I got holly leaves I tend to decorate with. Again, that's just my preference. It doesn't mean you have to do that, because the back is like, you're not gonna see it as much, but you want it to be pretty as well. You don't want it to be horrible at the back. So I do remember I try to make the back as pretty, but obviously not as elaborate and that, if you like, as the front, but enough to make it look nice at the back. So I just tend to stick the holly leaves at the back. Just hold them in place, you see, and then you can just decorate around. Again, you can put your berries in, which I quite like those, but I do like the frosted ones. So I'm not going to use that one for a minute. I'm going to put a couple of these little cones in, which I like. Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm doing this all off camera, aren't I? That is terrible. See, I told you I wasn't a tutor. I wouldn't be very good at doing this, would I? So a lot of hot glue on there. And then just pop those in there like that and just hold them in place where you want them to go. And then I'm going to get out the frosted berries. I do like these frosted berries. I think they are very pretty. They give it a lot more Christmassy feel to it that for me it does anyway. So I do tend to like using these. Sorry. Let me just see if I can move that across there so you're actually able to now. I wonder if that'll be better, because I tend to move my hands and I'm terrible for it, and I do apologise. That's it there. Okay. So we just cut off the ends. And then I just pop in these. What I tend to do with my glue gun is I just pop that into the end of the glue and just push a little bit out so it comes onto the end. And that gives you plenty of glue there. And then I'll pop it into there like that. See? So if we just decorate up the back bit, so it's done. Very pretty. That's it. And the odd berries, I do get the odd little ones that I just pop on the leaf like that and just let it stick. That's it. There we go. So put them all together. You could do a nice little group of these all together like this. And they are so pretty. I do like these frosted ones. They just give me that winter feel. Down there. And of course, once you've finished, we're going to have to go over this with the heat gun, just to get rid of all these wonderful. See what I mean? I'm no good at doing this teaching, Mark. I just forget all about the camera being there, and I just don't think. I just get on with it, which I suppose is a good thing, really, but it's not if you're trying to see what I'm doing. And I do apologise, girls. I'm not good at this. I'll try my best. I'm not brilliant at it though. Okay, let's do another cone in there. Oh, excuse me. There we go. So there's another cone just up in there, which will fit in there nicely. And then I'll stick another couple of little berries in the top then. See, and then that just makes it a nice little Christmassy bit at the back. You don't have to do all the big display bits at the back. You just have to make sure it's covered and it's nice. You see, so that covers that back bit. I might put another couple of little bits in. Oops, there we go. So we can put another couple of them down in there. I think that's what I want to do. There we go. So that goes in there like that. And then one up in there just like that. Just pop it into place. That's it. There we go. So that's your back of your bauble done. So that's pretty. I do like that. And then we'll get back round to the front and we can see what we can do here. I put a red one there, so I need to put a bit of a let's do another cone over on this side. Take that back as far as I can. If I do a cone in there, that will do that. Yeah. There we go. So that goes in there, that goes there. Okay, and then I need a smaller one if I can find one. Let's have a look. See if I can find a smaller one that will fit up in there. Don't look so bulky. Come on, under there, there and there. Will that be too much? No, I think by the time I put the berries in and that's gonna not look too bad. But I need to go right in there. There. That's it there, just there. Okay. That's it. And then we do the frosty berries at the front. Okie dokie. Let's get these all cut off out of the way. But again, you just need, it's just patience. It's just, I mean, it to me, I just find it easy to do. I guess for some people who have never done flower arranging or things like that, I guess it is. It must be harder. I don't want to sound like, oh, well, it's easy peasy, because I do get that some people, it's not that easy. I know there are things I've tried doing and I think, oh, I can't do that. And I just think, and you people that do it make it look so easy. And I just sit there and I think, well, how the hell do they do that? Because I can't do it. So I guess we tend to forget, you know, when we do things, as I say, you know, I done this from a child, you know. We were just left to get on with it. My mum and my dad used to just sort of say, I can't ever remember my mum sitting down or my dad sitting down and saying, right, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. We just, I don't know. It's like we watched, we learnt and we did it. And that was it. And nobody ever stood over us and said, this is what you've got to do, this is what it just didn't, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I make mistakes. I've made loads of mistakes with in floristry and that, but it's like most things, you can hide it. As the saying goes, you don't make mistakes, you have happy little accidents, as they say. There we go. So so that goes there. Underneath there. Right, so that's like the nest, the part where the bird's sitting. All done, all complete. So I like that. That's quite nice. Very Christmassy, which is what I wanted. I might just go in the top here. See, I don't finish. I find other things and it's like, oh no, I'm just going to put a bit in there. Just so we got a berry there. And I got another one. Oh, that is pouring with rain out there. Yeah, just put another one there. Sit there. Pouring with rain it is. So that's that. So we've got our little robin sitting on there. Happy as Larry. Oh, that is raining. Ow. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it is absolutely chucking it down out there. Yeah, glad I'm not going out again. It's done. I don't like that. Right, okie dokie. So, now the next part is to decorate this base bit. I'm hoping you can see and you like what you're seeing so far. I try and now and decorate around so it's pretty. Okay, let me have a look, see what I've got here. These are some paper poinsettias I made, but I don't know. I don't know if I like them enough to put them there. I did enjoy doing them. There's my whole basket full of them that I made last year. So let me have a look and see. Because I've got lots of them here that I made. I've got glittery ones. There's red and black ones. There's some beautiful turquoisey ones. There's purple, there's all sorts. Those are quite pretty ones I made as well. See, all sorts I've made over the years. That's a pretty one. Actually, I quite like that one. Okay, let me have a look. See what these are all paper flowers that I've made, and I have enjoyed doing them. Look, big ones there, but they're too big and they're black. They've got the black in them, and I don't really want to bring black into it. But I did a lot of paper roses. I've made a lot of paper roses as well, and I'm just wondering if I did any red and gold in that, because I'm not sure if I did. There's another pretty little one I did. Okay, Linda, you're going to have a look and see. Let's see what we can find, shall we? Yeah, because they're quite dinky, they are. I do like those. And they've got a bit of gold and glitter on them, but I didn't think I did any red or gold roses. I don't think I did. I can't see any red or gold ones. I found lots of red poinsettias that I obviously made last year, which I did enjoy doing. I think that's the only goldy brown rose I made. That's a pinky colour one. I don't think I did any red at all. So if I could find a gold one or a white one, that would look nice. So I do like your turquoisey ones, look. And they're all paper. Love doing those. Look. Paper ones. Great fun to make. A bit time consuming, but I guess if you're sitting there not doing nothing else, you can knock up a few of those, can't you? Okay, let's have a look. See what we can find. No, there's no roses, no red ones. There's no... So I think I need to kind of maybe put my head together and try and make some red ones. Look, I did those. Look, they're all paper. It's very pretty. I do like them. I must admit, I do like them. But I didn't make any look. But I don't have any red ones, so I can't use those. So I'm going to stick with me red poinsettias because I think they will look better. Okay, and let me just have a look, see what else I can do. Because, right, take those out the way, that and that out the way. The big ones, I think they're just too big and they're going to look silly, so I'm not going to do them. Right, I'm going to have a quick slurp of my coffee. Right, okay. Let's just see, shall we? Okay, so we've got that there. I'm going to cut some holly off ready because I know somewhere along the line I'm going to need it. Because I'm going to put some holly in there and try and make that up a bit better. Now then, do I do a little tree there and perhaps a red one there, or do I do a red one there? A red tree there. Come on, off you come. That's it. A red, no. Right, that's there. A red one and a white one there. That will cover that there then, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. Come on, Linda, think about what you're doing. There and there. Come on. No, don't like the white. Don't like the white. I've got the white inside, so if I stick with the red. Okay, there's my other box of red. No, not there, not there. Okay, so, right. Okay, so if I put the green one there, that would be quite nice because that brings in that bit, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, what about if I was to do a red poinsettia there? Because I quite like that with the gold on. That's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, let's try that, shall we? Let's see what we can do there. Okay, I'm committing myself to doing this now. And I'm hoping it'll come out right. You will hear me talking. Martin, I always talk away to myself. I'm always doing it, and I do apologise if I'm not talking to you. But this is a totally new concept for me, making stuff on camera. I'm going to put glue on the bottom of this one. On the outside, I do leave the bases on the trees because they are, obviously, you need them to go onto the cardboard. Do I put that green one there? That's quite pretty, isn't it? Right, and we're going to put the green one there, so that's that done. There we go. Push it down again. Okay, do I put a little... Let me just see if I've got the red one there. Oh no, don't do that. Why did that just go blank? Not allowed to do that. I'm hoping that didn't cut me off. I do apologise if it did. Right, I'm going to put the holly leaf in there. So that gives that a bit at the back. And I'm going to put another one just in there. Just to give it that bit of... So it's got the leaves in the back as well, but I'm also going to put one in the front here, so that we have got a bit of holly in the front, if that makes sense. There we go. Let's put that down to there. Okay, right, we have here, I'm going to put that one in there, I think, because I do think that's very pretty. So if I put that one there, maybe, and then a couple of berries, I think can go there. Yep. Okay. Okay, on these you need to put quite a lot of glue on these to make sure that they do hold in place, because you've got to remember, otherwise it's quite flimsy. So that's where that poinsettia is going in there, see, and that just looks very sweet there. Now then, nope, that one's too big. Do I do another one there, or do I not? If I did that like that there, would that be too much, or would that be better? I quite like that one, because that's quite nice. A little bit smaller, and that'll work. Because we don't want to go too crazy. Well, I normally do, but I know what I mean. So that can go in there like that. Okay, and I'm going to stick you just down there like that. And then I'm going to put this across the back, I think, in there, so that we've got the pine cone there as well, which is good. So we have poinsettia there, the tree there. I'm going to put something in there. I've got a pine cone there, and I think I'm going to put a pine cone in here, I think, because I do think they look cool. And that will just tidy that in a bit there. There we go, just there and there. That will hold that in place just till it dries, and then that sits there. And I need something. What about some of the red berries? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. So if I put that up in there, that might be good. Oh, rock scissors. There we go. Rock scissors. There we go. If I put one in there like that, that will kind of then break that, won't it? Okay. Okay, let's get you in there, and you can go just in there. Push that right in there. Where's my little tweezers? I just use my tweezers to pull out the other bits that's it, so I don't get them all jammed in the wrong place. There we go, there. Now I'm just going to put some frosted berries in there, I think. So that's all them. I'm done with those. I'm not going to put any more of them on, so they can go back in the basket where they were. It clears my desk off a bit more. Nope, don't like that. Okay, let's just see now where we can go with this. Okay, right. Okie dokie, let's see. There we go. I hope this isn't too boring for you all. I know sometimes it's like you are very aware of the time on it, and as I say, I'm not a teacher. I'm just showing you how I do it, and if it helps someone along the way, then that's good. If it inspires somebody to try and do it themselves, then that's good. That has to be a good thing. That's what this is all about, isn't it? It's inspiring others to try things out. I'm always trying new things that I see. Always trying different things. I am. But I get inspired an awful lot by a lot of you ladies on here to try things, and I think that's a good thing. I do think it's a good thing. I would go mad if I didn't have me crafting, to be honest. Sorry if my arm's in the way. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there, just so I can pop that on there like that. That's it, and then another bit just in here. But I do think these frosted berries are very pretty. I do like them. And I do think they just give it that winter feel, which is what we want, isn't it? Well, I think so. I'll just try and get a couple in there, just so that there we go. That goes in there like that. Right. Okay. Kind of think I'm kind of done, I think. What do you guys reckon? Kind of maybe just one in there and one round that back bit maybe, and I think that's it then. I think I'm kind of done. There we go. Yeah. Yes, I think that's it. Let's have a look. I'm just checking it, making sure I haven't missed any bits and that. There we go. I think I'm done. I do think I'm done. Just move this out the way because I need to let you guys see. So that's our decorated bauble. That is how I make them. Just going to scoot over it quickly to try and get rid of some of the glue strings. So just bear with me a minute. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Let me just see. Ooh, slurping me coffee. Right, get my Nova pen out and let's just put a bit of glitter up on here. Hoping you can see me alright. Gotta put a bit of glitter on the wings. Oopsie daisy. Wow. That come up very shiny, didn't it? There we go. It's Christmas, so you need the glitter, don't you? Hey. Let's get that on there. Put some all over the tail just to give it a bit of glitter. It's got that little bit of a shine there. And on the head. Gotta make our robin all Christmassy. There we go. Oh, that is pretty. Yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Put a bit of glitter on the beak as well. I don't know if you guys can see the glitter that I just putting on with my Novo pen. Just to give it a little bit of glitter there, and it's come up really quite nice. So, very pretty. I can go around. I'm just going to go around the tips of the cones as well. Just put a little tiny bit of glitter. You don't have to go mad. Just give it a little bit of a, so when it catches the light in certain places you'll see it. That's all I'm doing really. Let's just see. There we go. That's it. That's that all done. Make our robin all nice and spray glittery. I think that's cute. So kind of everywhere you look there's that bit of glitter and it just says, oh, it's Christmas. So is that it? Is that it? Let's have a look, shall we? Well, there you go. You can see all the glitter on the bird now, which I think is very pretty. You've got your trees and your church inside. And then just the little ornament that can just sit on the dressing table, on the hutch, or on the wherever, coffee table, wherever. It's not big. It's you know, it's very pretty. I'm pleased with that. And if you guys have managed to stay this long with me, well, tell you what, I am going to give this away to one of my lucky subbies. I think it will be a nice thing to do, and I'll open it up to international. I'm just praying it doesn't cost me a fortune to send it, but I'm trying to think what I don't want you to send me anything. I don't want anything to send. This is just an appreciation, a quick giveaway sort of thing, so that you guys get the chance to win one. Like this video, share this video, and comment below. That's all you have to do. So and I'll leave that up for what are we today? We're Thursday today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll pick a winner on Monday. So I'll leave it till Monday, so it gives a few people over the weekend a chance to have a look. Be nice if you could share the video on your social media platforms. Get more people in to have a look at it. So this is going to go to one of my lucky subbies. It's just a thank you. It's a chance for you to win one. And I hope you enjoy it. But as I say, open to UK and international. So fingers crossed. One of you lucky ladies or gents, it doesn't really matter, will have the chance to win this. So like it, comment and share. That's all I'm asking you to do, and that would be great. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've been able to see it all right, and I haven't made you too bored and things like that. But that's my process of how I put these together. And fingers crossed you like it, and you'll be able to have a go and do it yourself, because that's what it's all about, us inspiring each other to try different things. So thanks for watching, and I will see you back on Monday for the draw of this wonderful thing. All right, take care. Lots of love to you all. Bye.